What's up, guys? You are looking at Lowe's/AMC Theaters, the particular movie theater from which I have just emerged after several hours. I'm taking the new camera out for a spin tonight. Yeah, it's a little different from what I usually do, but if you saw the movie that I just watched, you would understand why this particular movie-going experience needs to be documented. The film Inception. Good Lord! Okay, I am going to attempt to do the movie review while I'm driving home here. Holding the camera myself while I'm driving. It's probably not the safest thing in the world that I could be doing, but I'm very anxious to talk about this movie. I don't even know where to start with this thing, to be honest with you, but Christopher Nolan, my God, I mean, is this man, or is he not, the most gifted, brilliant storyteller working in the film industry today? I mean, yeah, and I say storyteller, not necessarily filmmaker, because that's what he is. This guy tells stories. He tells the best stories that you're going to find anywhere. And it's, honestly, I think he is, at this point, I mean, after Batman Begins, The Prestige, Memento, The Dark Knight, and now this movie, Inception, I mean, he's the best there is. There is no one better than Christopher Nolan working right now. I think he's better than James Cameron. I think he's better than Martin Scorsese. And when you see this, I think you will understand what I mean. I mean, this guy is working on a whole other level than anyone else. I can't think of any other filmmaker out there that's better than he is right now. I mean, as a writer, as a director, just as a craftsman, there's so many levels this guy is working on. It's just unbelievable to me. I mean, making what I can only describe as, I guess, a heist movie set within the mind itself. I mean, who else but Christopher Nolan could pull that off? I mean, this thing, it's not just a heist movie. It's not just a quote-unquote science fiction movie, you know. This is a movie that makes you think, and I love that. It's intelligent, it's thought-provoking, and it's just so well made on every level. I mean, a story that I'm not sure what I can tell you about the story. I don't want to spoil this thing, because this is one of those movies you don't want to be spoiled for. But And I think that was, I think Christopher Nolan must have had a hand in the trailers as well, because the trailers basically told you nothing. Great performances, an amazing cast. I mean, so many great actors. Michael Caine, Ellen Page, Cillian Murphy, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, that's the level that Christopher Nolan is working on now. He's so good that he managed to lure Leonardo DiCaprio away from the loving bosom of Martin Scorsese. I mean, acting was not going to be an issue with this thing. It really was. I mean, the acting is top-notch, great performances, a story that is so tight and so provocative. I mean, this really is a remarkable film. You have to see it. I mean, some pretty stunning action sequences, very thrilling stuff. And something I love about this is that, again, everything feels so appropriate, you know? I mean, again, there's no shaky cam, and no, I'm not bashing the shaky cam and everything, because sometimes the shaky cam can work really well, like it did in the Bourne movies. I really liked that in the Bourne movies. But this guy doesn't conform to a lot of Hollywood conventions like the shaky cam, I mean, it's a popular thing to use now, but he doesn't use it simply because it's popular. That's not a reason to use it, because maybe it wasn't appropriate for this type of movie. And again, no excessive amounts of CG. Now, obviously, there are computer graphics, computer effects in this movie, but Christopher Nolan this guy has mastered something I like to call naturalistic CG. Again, I'm putting air quotes in there. You probably can't see me because it's too dark, but naturalistic CG. You see CG going on. I mean, there's obviously computer effects at work, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, in this day and age, when action movies, science fiction movies, fantasy movies, whatever, so many of these things are have like special effects that are just so lacking subtlety, so pervasive, so intrusive that they just completely pull you out of the movie. And it kind of looks like a cartoon in a lot of ways. I mean, perfect example, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And no, I'm not bashing Sorcerer's Apprentice because I haven't actually seen it yet. But, I mean, just look at the trailers. I mean, lots of CG, and it's obviously CG, and I guess that's not a bad thing, but I guess there's something that's, I don't know the right word, but I guess childish about it at this point. I mean, if you can make CG that doesn't look like CG, why not do that? You know what I mean? And that's what Christopher Nolan does here. I mean, because there's obviously CG at work, but again, it doesn't look like it. I mean, you can tell. I mean, like in that money shot in the trailer where that city is folding in on itself. That freaking awesome shot there. I mean, you can see there's obviously computer graphics, but I defy you to point them out. I mean, if you didn't know there were computer graphics a lot of the time in this movie, I mean, again, show them to me, point them out. I mean, it looks. There's computer effects at work, but it looks like there isn't. I mean, everything looks real. And again, I mean, I don't feel like I'm watching a cartoon, or I don't feel like I'm watching layer upon layer of excessive CGI. And thank you, because that stuff has gotten pretty excessive in the film industry in this day and age. Also, thankfully, no 3D. Thank you, Christopher Nolan, for no 3D. Oh, by the way, also thank you for not filming the Batman movies in 3D. I appreciate that. I appreciate the restraint, because seriously, what the hell is with this over-proliferation of 3D technology in movies? Be prepared for this movie. Again, this is a movie that makes you think, and just be prepared to use your brain, because this is not a movie where you turn your brain off. This thing is highly, I don't want to say complicated because that's not the right word, but very complex, I guess. It's very complex, it's very dense, and information is coming at you all the time. Okay, so if you're not paying attention, and if you're not really thinking about the stuff that you're seeing, you're probably going to miss something. And I say that in the best possible way, because yeah, the film does give you quite a mental workout, but if that's what you like, then you're in for one hell of a ride. And I like movies that make me think. You know, I like movies that make me ask questions about stuff. Like here, like the nature of dreams, the nature of reality. That stuff comes up a lot. It poses questions, and it does give you answers, but at the same time, maybe they're not easy. At the same time, they may not be easy answers, and that's good. You know, take that, producers of Lost. See, when Lost, what they did with Lost was they just asked questions for 6 years. And they never answered any of them. See here, he gives you answers about all the stuff that's going on. Sometimes they're not answers that the characters want to hear, and sometimes they might not be answers that you yourself want to find out. But they explain everything, and that last shot, the last shot of the movie, is quite a mindfuck, I have to say. So, in about the 40 seconds that I have left, I'm just going to say, I 2 thumbs up is not enough for Inception. This movie is freaking brilliant. I wish I had 3 arms so I could give it 3 thumbs up. I would look like some kind of weird genetic mutant, and it would kind of be freakish, and they'd probably lock me up in a zoo somewhere so people could gawk and stare at me, at the 3-armed man. But I would do it. Honestly. I would take the 3rd arm so I could give this movie 3 thumbs up. That's how good this movie was. Inception, fucking amazing movie. Go see it right now. And that's about 11 minutes. Goodbye.